What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? Will Smith's wife while Will Smith is listening. Personally, I can find the humor in anything. But I can also understand a rape victim not wanting to hear a rape joke. Or someone who lost a child not wanting to hear a dead baby joke. I don't think comedy is one size fits all. Nothing. I find a lot of jokes tasteless, but I don't want to censor humor. I don't think any topic is inherently off limits. But it depends on context, the person telling it, and the audience. I know I default to terrible humor when bad things happen to me. But I'm careful about using it. There are no bad jokes. Just bad timing. Like, in comedy, timing is the most important thing. Anything can be funny in the right context. And in the same way, everything can come across as the absolutely lamest, cringiest, shittiest thing to say in another. What happened now in the last decade is that internet got widespread and let anyone see anything at any time. And social networks took this to another level by letting anyone see anything anyone else ever done. Basically. And connecting it with their actual identities, which necessarily means everything is gonna be taken way more personally. So the likelihood of you seeing something in a context which offends you is now at an all-time high. Because especially people who didn't grow up with these things don't always realize the scope of the internet, or they don't want to realize it because then they would have to think about things they didn't need to before. And that would be too much work for them. And how does the world even dare to ask that from them? But of course, the same goes for people who run around the internet getting offended by everything without trying to understand the context in which it was said. It might have still been bad, but it might not have been. But this will get better with time. So just chill and try not to be an asshole. And you'll be fine. Nothing. That is the magic of jokes. You can say whatever you want. And just like music, some will love it and some will hate it. Nothing. Not a lot. I think almost anything goes, but the key is to actually be funny for it to be a joke. You can't just say things like an asshole. I mean, you can. But people are gonna call you an asshole. Op mom's weight problem. I find some jokes tasteless, but I don't think people should be attacked or silenced for it. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean I can cancel it. I think basically everything can be joked about. Gallows humor is how we survive the unthinkable. Nothing. Depends on the audience. Humor is open-ended. Nothing. We shouldn't censor humor, but if it offends you, you are allowed to not like it. Nothing. Just because everything can be * funny doesn't mean everything is * funny. Nothing at all. Either all of it is okay or none of it is okay. Also, to make something funny you need to know how to structure the joke in the first place. Jokes are about the audience, not the content. The absurd rate how conspiracy theories from 5 years ago turn up real in present TIMD. Can't the madman wearing the tinfoil hat be just that? Just someone crazy instead of someone speaking the truth? Nothing. But you must be good at it. Ask yourself why there is something such as humor at all. I think it is a way for a brain to cope with impossible and improbable things. A safety valve to not go insane. Thus, you should be able to laugh at anything. Or mental unhealth may follow. I am among those who laugh, inappropriately, at difficult situations. Shit hit the fan? Ha. Just don't punch down. I would have thought cancer, but I made a joke to my sister about being lazy after her chemotherapy. It was a good laugh. I don't think there is anything off the table when it comes to comedy, but I do not believe that warrants some magical immunity. If, for example, Dave Chappelle's transphobia resulted in him losing every active contract or failing overall, then he exercised his right to free speech and also the consequences for his bigotry. I think comedians have the right to say what they want, but not the right not be absolved from critique because they're comics. God. Absolutely nothing. A joke is a joke. I don't like jokes about rape or sexual assault. Absolutely nothing. Everything should be open to being jokes. I don't hear a lot of jokes about Muhammad for some reason. Rape. Deleted. Pasta. And pizza. Nothing. Laughter is the best medicine. You can't make a distinction between what is okay to poke fun at and what isn't. Either it's all okay, or none of it is. Kyle Broflovsky. Child molestation. People are more sensitive nowadays, so anything can be joked about, and somewhere out there is a mob of angry people who decided to take what was said personally and are ready to die on their hill to cancel anyone for telling said joke. Rape. I don't care if it's just in good fun or in response to a shitty person, but it's a horrible thing to play down for comedy. The more people make jokes about it, subtle or not, the more times there will be when a person hears it and starts on their way up the rape culture pyramid. And when I say under any circumstances, I mean it. Male assault is just not as funny as female assault, and the fact that it especially is so played out for jokes in media is disgusting. Edit. Let me clarify real quickly too. I believe comedy is subjective, but when it comes to dark comedy there has to be lines drawn. I don't believe it's okay for someone who has never specifically experienced the traumatic thing that they're joking about to just play it down for jokes, but if a person did experience something traumatic, then I believe it's okay for them to joke about it in the right setting.